8 years ago, you and I were across from each other on a debate stage. Donald Trump was center stage, and he was insulting both of us.
Yeah.
And things have really changed.
Campaigns are a competitive environment, and President Trump's a tough guy, and so these things were going to get rough and tumble. But there's another difference. I didn't know Donald Trump when he ran for president. I mean, I knew who he was, but I didn't know him as a person. Then he became president. I was in the Senate. Those were the 4 best years I've ever had in the Senate, because we got a lot of things done working with him. I got to work around him. I got to know him as a person, not as the caricature on television, but as a person, about the way he works, the way he makes decisions. You learn from being around someone like that as well. The things he does on an interpersonal basis with people, the acts of kindness that are never going to be reported, the things he does for people that you're never going to hear, but that I've just, and over time, there's a big difference between the way you know someone when you don't know them. And I would also say this, I worked in the Senate, 98 of my colleagues, because I voted for myself, 98 of my colleagues, these are people I strongly disagree with. These are people that have accused people who hold some of my policy positions of being some of the worst human beings on the planet. And yet, on a personal level, I had to figure out a way to work with them and get along with them, and they're in the other party. So I don't understand this idea where if a Democrat and a Republican run against each other, you lose the election, you're expected to now, okay, the election's over, you guys need to work together in the interest of our country. If that's expected among people that are in opposite parties, what should be expected of people that are in the same party? They should be expected to also work together. In the end, I'm in this because I want to serve my country, not because I want to be an enemy of anybody else's on a personal level. In the case of President Trump, I've worked alongside him and I've gotten to know him over the years, and I hope that we've gained a mutual respect for one another as well. And so much so that I was honored to be his nominee for Secretary of State, and now I am.
Yeah.
And it's an exciting time to be here.
You gave it back to him just as good, and I gave him a few punches too, so it was fair game.